Hi there! In this Anytype tutorial, we'll make a simple folder organization. On the left, I have Anytype open, and I'm currently on the library page. And here you can see that Anytype comes with a lot of pre-made objects. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it really simple and just use pages, which would be the equivalent of a Microsoft Word file or a Google Doc file. And then for folders, I'm using collections, which is just a grouping of files. Let's take a look at my Mac Finder. And here, this is a traditional desktop folder organization where you have a document folder, and then you just have more and more folders that are nested into a hierarchy so you can find the stuff that you need. For personal, I've got some different files here. So we're gonna make the same thing in Anytype. First thing I'm gonna do is edit the sidebar and add a collections widget. So go here to edit widgets and select add, and then choose your source. You're going to select collections, and you can leave it as compact list and 6 objects. Select add widget, and then it's going to show up right here. And under collections, you can see I already have one called Data Vault, but we're going to start a new one. And since we're going to mimic the desktop, I'm just going to call this one my documents. Okay. The first thing you want to see is this is a collection, and then you can create an object here. Now we want to go to the new button, and right next to it there's a little drop down. It says show templates, and here you're going to change the default object, which is note, and turn it into collection. So that way all the new objects that we create from this view are going to be collections or folders. So go ahead and click create object, and I'm going to make them the same as over there on the right. I've got a business folder and a personal folder. And then here, I'm just going to show the relation called object type. And that way you know both of these are collections or folders. So if you prefer the gallery view, which looks more like buttons instead of this table view, then you would go over here, select gallery, and then you can change these settings if you want to show an icon or a page cover, which would be like an image on the button. Okay, next I'm going to speed through this part where I'm just making subfolders for this personal collection. And so I've got home renovations, journal, and then under journal I have 3 more subfolders for each month. So I've got January, February, and March. Now I'm in the January collection or folder, and I want to create some journal entries. I'm going to this new button, and I'm going to change note into page, and then I'm going to press this plus button to create a page template. So this is just going to be like a standardized form so that every time I make a new object, it has the same layout. Okay, on the title, I'm going to add the year and month, and then for the date I'm just going to put XX so that I can change it whenever I make a new one. And then this next section I'm just going to speed through. I'm just adding things that I want to see every time I make a journal entry. So I've got some different subheadings and headings. And now if I go back here to the new button, you'll see the template here, and I want to set it to default for this view. Now whenever I make an object, it should have this template applied to it. So you can see right here, that's the title that I had made, and I'm just going to edit it on this grid view, and you can see everything else is here. Now there's 2 ways to add objects to a collection. The first way will automatically add, and that's by using this collection view and using the new object or new button. The second option is to manually add to a collection. So if you use the plus icon on the toolbar at the bottom of the app, it will create a default object, which is probably a note, and then you're going to edit this. You could make it into a page, and I'm going to call this one kitchen renovation. And then once I add my content to this page, I need to manually add it by clicking in the top right hand corner, the 3 dots, add link to object, and you can just start typing the name of the collection you want and then select it. And now it's been added to the home renovations collection, and let's just check that. So under my documents, personal home renovations, you can see that note, kitchen renovation.